Hello students. This is a simple guide to your assessments. Since there is no midterm or final, your assessments will run over the entire semester. You will want to follow the guidelines for each assessment, and if you are careful to follow these guidelines, success is guaranteed. This presentation will give you a more focused description of these assessments and then show you how you can be sure to do well and do what is expected. I've also provided this presentation to answer any general questions we may have not answered in the second BBC session which was cancelled. It will also provide you a record you can refer back to as you move forward. Let me take this opportunity to remind you that I have also made myself available via Skype, WhatsApp, or phone to answer your questions. I prefer to use Skype or WhatsApp. If you want to make contact with me and have a Skype address which does not contain part of your name, please send me a brief identification tag, since I do not accept invitees from persons with whom I am not familiar. There are 4 basic assessment types in this course. You will have varied ways to prove mastery of the course content. Since most assignments are group focused, you should be sure to form positive working relationships with your group and structure your time to accommodate interaction with the members of your group. There are 4 basic assessment methods to be used. These are the graded discussion question, journal entries, participation, and the case plan. Each assessment is differently weighted and impact your final grade in different ways. You will want to be sure to take consideration of the fact that 60% of your final grade is based on the quality of your case plan. The graded discussions. The graded discussions must be seen differently to the ungraded discussions posted each week. The graded discussion is an opportunity for you to demonstrate your understanding of the material. In some instances, you will be given opportunity to discuss with your groups before posting your individual responses. In other instances, you may need to conduct your research alone, source your resources, and critically analyze the information in order to submit a substantive response to the question. Each discussion question is valued at 4% of your final grade. While you may see larger amounts in the gradebook, these are only for computing purposes. I will compute the grade according to the percentage of the final grade the assessment is worth. I have reviewed your submissions for the first graded discussion, and you did an excellent job. I will post the grades for this assessment shortly. The other graded discussion will follow the same general format and will be worth the same grade. Since we had a late start to the class and our second BBC session was cancelled due to technical issues on my part, I have opened up my Skype for one-to-one group or group discussions on the graded discussion. You can discuss your ideas with me before you post the response. Discussion 4.3, which is due on February 22, 2016, is your next graded discussion question. You will post this response to the discussion in 2 places. You will first post it to a discussion forum I have already set up for open discussion on your responses. This discussion will take place from February 15, 2016 until the due date for the assignment. The actual assignment shall then be posted to the assigned gradebook link for grading. This process allows you to get the best grade for the discussion question. I will post other ideas for the last 2 graded discussion questions when you have completed these first two. Journal entries. The journal entries are a great opportunity for your personal reflections on the course material. You will use ePortfolio to post your journal entries. I will review the various contributions and award the grade for all the entries close to the end of the semester. Each entry should be substantive. Although it's a reflective exercise, I will expect you to at least summarize the concepts found in the readings and then offer your own perspective. The case manager brings their own context to the process. This exercise allows you to bring your perspective to the knowledge and present a critical analysis of the material. I think by now that everyone has set up their ePortfolio and has been added to the class. You will post your journal entries on the page you have set up for this purpose. I posted instructions on how to set up a page in ePortfolio earlier in the semester. Let me know if you experience any problems in this process. Remember, you will post at least 4 journal entries for the semester. You may see your course outline for any additional instructions. Next, we come to the case plan. This is the most substantive assessment for this course and replaces a mid-semester and a final exam. You should pay special attention to this activity since it reflects 60% of your final grade. The case plan is divided into 3 separate activities. As a course developer for this course, we selected to test your skills on the case plan simply because case planning is a primary function of the case manager. The case plan is sequenced. You will want to read all the information on case planning provided in your notes. I went to great details to carefully explain the process from the intake phase all the way through to discharge and referrals. Each stage in this sequence is important and shall go in the order presented. The case plan is a group process. This activity will reflect the same activities which occur in the work world. Case planning can never be an individual process. Every member of the team is important and must play a part in planning a course of action for the client. No member of the case management team can renege on their responsibility or the client may be shortchanged. We cannot overemphasize the importance of cultural and national relevance in case planning. What applies in Trinidad and Tobago may not apply in Grenada. Having said that, you can take one of 2 approaches. You may all decide to use a case presented by one member of the team, or you may base your entire plan on a relevant issue and allow for contributions from varying communities represented in the group. Whichever method you use, make sure to go through each phase of the case planning process. If needed, you should include approval from your agency to use resources provided by the agency. The case plan passes through a number of important phases. When the client presents, your first step should be to collect important biographical data based on the information provided by the client. In some cases, you may need to ask questions to get this information. You will want to be precise and carefully record the data. Please see the guidelines suggested in the readings. Your next step will be to use the data you collected to identify the needs of the client. This is a very important phase and one where many case managers fail. You do not want to address concerns which have not been presented. With your team and the client, you will now develop the plan. This is the next phase of the case planning process included in this project. And by the way, if you have decided to use a real person, make sure that identity is not revealed, either by nationality, country of origin, or name. The plan will be a product of the data you collected in the first phase. For the purposes of this project, this phase is worth 15% of your grade. You will want to include detail on every element of the plan discussed in the readings and the notes I have provided when writing this course. Remember that it is important to document each phase of the process. Documentation is important on many levels. On the first level, it ensures that you have a record of all that you do. On the next level, it serves as the ongoing written contract between you and the client. In the next phase, it provides a legal footing for your case plan. Your plan may become a legal contract between you and the client, which should be able to undergo the scrutiny of your legal system. In conclusion, I hope these general guidelines have provided some clarity on the assignments. Pay close attention to the due dates for each assessment. Remember that I am always available to assist either on an individual basis or group basis. You may contact me, as I said earlier, via email in the classroom, not personal emails, please, Skype, WhatsApp, or any other method. Also, be kind enough, as you will be in the case management process, to bring concerns, especially personal concerns, to me on an individual basis before you take it to the entire group. This is a matter of professional responsibility as a case manager. As an executive leader, I have had the unfortunate task of terminating case managers for discussing client or agency matters in the incorrect forum. Practice using the correct forum to discuss all important client-related matters. I wish you good luck in the course, and I will be back very shortly with other important information to guide you through the process. And I conclude by saying that if you follow the guidelines provided, it's virtually impossible to earn a failing grade in my class. Good luck.